I'm Allie.
And I'm Becky.
We are registered dietitians that are passionate about functional approaches to whole body health.
In this video, we are going to be talking about perhaps our favorite hormone, progesterone. We'll cover what it does in the body, we'll cover how it gets depleted, and we'll talk about common symptoms to look for to recognize if you have low progesterone.
And stay tuned until the end of this video where we will be sharing a $50 discount on a salivary hormone assessment. It's always our philosophy to test, not guess, when it comes to hormones. So we will unpack the symptoms and things to look out for, and that'll help you understand if you're a candidate that should dig deeper into a functional medicine assessment.
Let's first just give a little bit of background, Allie, on what progesterone is and what it does in the body.
Sure, so if you just look at the word, you see progestation, or the fact that this hormone prepares a woman's body for pregnancy. Progesterone levels will actually start to decline in the body following ovulation. So we see individuals that are on birth control and have suppressed ovulation to not have sufficient progesterone levels. And this is a big population area that can have symptoms associated with lows. Now, in an individual that is having healthy ovulation, we'll see progesterone levels start to naturally incline, and they will peak about 7 to 10 days post-ovulation at around day 19 to 21 of a woman's 28-day menstrual cycle. If there is a fertilized egg, that progesterone level will stay elevated and continue to rise to help healthy implantation in the uterine lining. If there is no fertilized egg, we will start to see that progesterone level rapidly decline in the end of that luteal phase, and that's what's actually going to initiate the start of the menstrual cycle, or the thinning or shedding of the uterine lining.
Now, beyond just preparation for pregnancy, progesterone has so many other roles in the body throughout the menstrual cycle and throughout a woman's life cycle, really. Let's cover some of those.
Yes, progesterone is so cognitive or brain enhancing. In fact, it has unique neuroprotective effects. This can even extend into mood stability, as progesterone is a natural anxiolytic or anxiety reducing hormone.
We can also see progesterone associated with quality sleep, likely because of that relaxation and anti-anxiety property. We can see progesterone to decrease bloating or fluid retention on the body and kind of wring out that excessive fluid.
And this is mainly because progesterone works as a counteracting hormone to estrogen. So it can also help to regulate estrogen dominance. And it works against the elements where estrogen will be vasoconstricting, progesterone is vasodilating, aiding to lower high blood pressure. Where estrogen holds fluid on the body, progesterone actually works as that diuretic, wringing that fluid out.
Beyond that, progesterone is actually naturally anti-inflammatory and can modulate the immune system. In fact, with low progesterone, we can see the onset of certain autoimmune conditions.
Progesterone is a really important hormone when we look at perimenopausal and menopausal health as well. In fact, it often declines preceding estrogen, and it can contribute to many areas where estrogen tends to get a bigger focus. We see progesterone as a big dominant influence in libido and sexual function, and also in the bone remineralization process, supporting healthy bone density as we age.
Progesterone also has effects in the GI tract, aiding with smooth muscle contraction. So we can actually see constipation on either end of the spectrum, low progesterone or way too high of progesterone.
And then this even extends into heart health and metabolic health. Beyond that vasodilation and blood pressure lowering effect, it also can favorably impact lipids or cholesterol levels. And we've seen in studies that optimal progesterone levels can support insulin sensitivity and blood sugar regulation. So low progesterone could be higher risk of diabetes.
Okay, so this really is an incredible hormone that does so much in our bodies. Let's talk about how it gets depleted in the first place.
Yes, the number one progesterone stealer or lower is actually stress. We've talked in this video here how stress is not sexy, so you can check that out on libido and sexual hormone health. But the direct mechanism of progesterone lowering effect comes to the pregnenolone steal. Pregnenolone is our master steroid hormone. When we are in a survival fight or flight mode, our body is going to convert that progesterone building block into cortisol for survival instead of allowing it to maintain in a healthy progesterone status, which supports more regulatory function beyond that reproductive health that we talked about, all of these metabolic mechanisms.
And remember, stressors can be mental, they can be emotional, they can also be physical or something that we're putting into our body or something we're exposed to. So we see excessive alcohol consumption, excessive caffeine consumption, endocrine disrupting chemicals that can also lower progesterone. We know that progesterone and all hormones also decline with the aging process. So even starting in our early to mid 30s, our progesterone is already slowly declining. And that can be where we see in perimenopause, a lot of the onset of symptoms can actually happen from that rapid decline of progesterone. And we often think, oh, it's menopause, we need estrogen, or we go on hormone replacement therapy, and we ignore or don't test progesterone and miss out on all of those effects.
Yes, that's why it's so important to test, not guess, when it comes to hormone replacement therapy considerations so that you don't create more estrogen dominance and further imbalance in the body. We also see nutritional deficiencies contributing to low progesterone status. B vitamins play a huge role as cofactors or activators, along with minerals, magnesium, and zinc to aid in hormone regulation. And we see vitamin C playing a huge role in progesterone status. This may be connected to the cortisol metabolism element of vitamin C, but we've seen in studies 700 milligrams of vitamin C supplementation can boost progesterone levels upwards of 77%. So although we'll talk about solutions in the next video, if you're waiting for the next 2 weeks to that come out, starting with 2 capsules of our BioC Plus daily would not hurt.
And last but not least, insufficiency of essential fatty acids in the diet. So if we're still fearing fat or on that low fat craze, please, please, please eat your healthy fats because they are actually the building blocks of all hormone in the body.
We've talked about the role of progesterone in the body and drivers of deficiency. I want to just highlight some specific symptoms of deficiency that you may be experiencing to provide an aha connection if this is potentially you.
So starting with irregular cycle,
Low libido,
hot flashes and night sweats,
migraines or frequent headaches,
mood swings,
brain fog or difficulty concentrating,
depression and anxiety,
weight gain,
we see PMS,
infertility,
acne,
trouble sleeping,
breast tenderness,
bloating and fluid retention.
And also to note that low progesterone is actually a primary risk factor for frequent miscarriage.
So if you feel like a couple of these symptoms align with your body, definitely wait to check out in 2 weeks when we release 5 natural ways to boost or enhance your progesterone levels naturally.
And if you can't wait to find out if your progesterone is low, go ahead and use the code on the screen here for $50 off our Neurohormone panel. When you order this at alliemillerrd.com, it comes with a comprehensive email review with suggestions of whether you might be a candidate with your practitioner for that bioidentical hormone replacement and what you can do on a supplemental, diet, and lifestyle level to boost your hormones and balance them overall.
And these customized email reviews don't come from an intern or AI. They're directly written by Becky or myself. So if you've been vibing with our feedback and our language and understanding more about functional medicine and want to go deeper dive into really assessing your hormone status, we'd be happy to support your journey. This panel looks at 4 different assessments of cortisol to understand that adrenal component of potential stress influence on hormone, as well as 3 types of estrogen metabolites, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, and an entire suite of neurotransmitters to understand the brain chemistry response for mood stability and also if you're in that fight or flight or fatigued mode.
Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the Naturally Nourished YouTube channel, and leave us a comment below of what you learned from us today.
Well, we just can't be stars with all this. That's it.
Dude, that's real.
Thelma and Louise are out. We're taking a drive to we're just getting and driving.
Get oysters, we're out of here.
Okay, ready? It's all over, right?
Which camera do I look at?
This one. You always start.
The-
I know,
in
but
this
I
video.
looked at that one when I said I'm Becky. Is that
This
okay?
one you're supposed to do.
What's
I haven't
that
looked
one?
at that one for the I'm Allie, I'm
This is a
Becky.
group one. When
Anyway.
we first start.
When we
you
first
both
start,
start,
that's what
when
I
you
said. I
start
looked at the
talking,
wrong
you go,
one, but okay. It's